In this video, I'm going to be talking about COX-2 mainly. I already made a video on COX-1 and COX-2, but this one's going to be focused on COX-2. So if it is excessive, um, it can actually lead to a chronic elevation of inflammation, pain sensitization, neuroinflammation. Also, stress can turn on COX-2. Also other cytokines. And COX-2 can produce high levels of PGE2 and PGI2, or PGL2 or I. So basically, the PGL2 increases heart issue risk. Also, when COX-2 is too high, it has cancer-related effects, such as increased cell proliferation, so sounds like increased cancer growth. Even worse if it's combined with a metastasis, which is, I've made a video on that, but it has to do with SCARA5. Also, high COX-2, decreased apoptosis. That means cells don't die when they should. So that means that a cancer cells, the proliferation or growth will not stop and will be continuous if they are not undergoing programmed cell death. Also, high COX-2 increases angiogenesis or via VEGF, so that means that blood vessels tumors use for growth, such as taking sugar out of the bloodstream through the blood vessels, and then they go to the tumor that way. And then also high COX-2 immune suppression in tumor microenvironment. Okay, now here's where it gets tricky. So natural mild COX-2 inhibitors happen to be turmeric, or the curcumin in turmeric, as well as green tea, or EGCG, and then ginger. But if green tea is excessive, this is where you have to be careful, is that it could actually dampen SCARA5 too much, and then increasing or the chances of cancer metastasis, or even tumor PSMAC formation being dampened or reduced. And I think I already made a video on that as well. Okay, also a goal here is to balance omega-6 with omega-3, because high omega-6, such as in seed oils, like you'll find high omega-6 at the grocery store and many foods. If you look at the ingredients label, you'll see all different sorts of seed oils, like sunflower seed oil, hydrogenated vegetable oil, soybean oil, that's definitely omega-6, as well as different types of oils. Also, canola oil could be a possible source of omega-6, but the reason to be careful with omega-6 is high omega-6 seed oils leads to higher arachidonic acid, also leading to higher COX-2 signaling. But omega-3 shifts toward less inflammatory prostaglandins. Okay, some other lifestyle factors is chronic stress increases COX-2. Poor sleep increases inflammatory signaling, but here's a benefit: exercise lowers COX-2 baseline. So exercise is definitely important here. Okay, now on to some foods. These are strong COX-2 inhibitors, as well as anti-PGE2. So first one is lycopene in tomatoes, suppresses COX-2 expression. Next one is grapes, has resveratrol and directly inhibits COX-2. Grapes and the resveratrol also help the magnesium in repairing the lysosomal membrane. If you've seen my other exosome videos, it talks a lot about lysosomes, so check those out if you haven't. Another pretty good one here is apples. It's actually having a triple whammy effect, so apples reduces COX-2. Apples also reduces COX-1, especially if you have many apples, because COX-1 is involved in tumor platelet cloaking. Tumors use that to evade immune cell attack because the platelets are covering the tumor and the immune cells cannot recognize the tumor that way. So apples reduce that, and apples also contain quercetin. Quercetin is critical because it is an ionophore for zinc, because zinc has to be pushed into the cell, and that is what quercetin does to make sure and ensure that zinc is properly absorbed for T cells as well as the thymus, so that the T cells can attack cancer cells. Okay, this next one is really special, and it's very unique compared to the other fruits, because the other fruits, they don't have the same benefit or the same effect, and that is kiwis. Kiwi has a protease called actinitin, and so kiwis, they reduce COX-2, so that's good. But kiwis also help amino acids to absorb and digest better in the gut. That's critical because T cells, they use amino acids for protein synthesis. Now, no other fruit can do that as good as kiwis can, because kiwi is a protease fruit and not other fruits are protease, just like kiwis, except for pineapples and papaya. The next strong COX-2 inhibiting food is papaya. Has enzymes and antioxidants and is an anti-inflammatory. And then after papaya is pineapple, which I've talked about and covered a lot in my other videos. But in this video, it's bromelain may reduce inflammatory mediators. And another super special thing about pineapple that probably makes it unique and special and separates it from the rest of the fruits is that it can cleave CD44 on a tumor. So basically what CD44 is that it helps, or it allows the stickiness of platelets so that they form the cloaking armor on the tumor. That's what CD44 does or allows. Therefore, tumor avoids immune cell attack. But the bromelain in pineapple cleaves that CD44 and makes the platelet cloaking a lot weaker on the tumor, leaving the tumor more vulnerable to immune cell attack. And some other foods here to reduce COX-2 is some nuts and seeds, and also indirect effect on PGE2 production. So strong anti-inflammatories, almonds rich in vitamin E, reduces lipid peroxidation. Walnut-like profile, not listed but similar to pecans. Pecans are also high in, or can be high in omega-6 if they are overly consumed. So that will raise the arachidonic acid that leads to the tumor platelet cloaking. So careful with pecans, but pecans, they do have some very strong anti-cancer benefits as well, which I've covered in different videos. And the next nut here is pistachios, which is one of my favorites. Polyphenol suppresses inflammatory cytokines. And then macadamia nuts, high in monounsaturated fats, lowers COX-2 signaling. I also have a very special video talking about the the combination of pistachios and macadamia nuts together, and the positive health benefits of those two combined. So if you have time for that one, check that one out. So that's it for the video. If you want more future videos, then like, comment, share, subscribe. Keep it locked in here on my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.